Alright, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about Solana and why I think this coin will go down to zero in the next few years. Now, everything that I say in this video is just my opinion, so do your own research and come to your own conclusions, as this is not financial advice. I have a bunch of reasons why I think Solana will go down to zero in the next few years, and there's a lot. So let's get started with the first one. So Solana went down for the first time on March 3rd, like a complete network outage. On March 3rd of 2021. Then it went down again on September 14th of 2021, and then it went down again, and then it went down again, twice in January. Now, something that I noticed about Solana's status Twitter page is that they mentioned that Solana went down twice in January, but this is not true. They mentioned that it went down on the 22nd and on the 6th, but actually, if you go to the status.solana.com/uptime page of Solana, that basically tracks like the track record of Solana and its uptime, you can look and see that in January of 2022, Solana went down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times in 1 month. Solana went down 9 times in January of 2022 alone. That is incredible. So if you add up all the times that Solana went down this month alone, with all the outages that I had previously, Solana went down more than 10 times in 1 year. And there's a big reason for it. Solana went down because of its consensus network. And the consensus network is based on proof of history. So basically what it means is validators make blocks based on previous blocks, something like that. So here I'm going to tell you guys exactly why it constantly keeps going down. So next up, by the way, this guy's whatever, but basically he tears Solana apart in this Twitter thread. And one of the points that stick out to the fundamental design, which is a flaw of Solana, is proof of history in Turbine. A consequence of proof of history is deterministic block creation. Non-deterministic block creation adds to security and censorship resistance, as you cannot predict who will create the next block. Instead, in Solana it's possible to predict and therefore attack the next block producers in line. For instance, attacking the next 100 validators in line instead of attacking the entire network. This attack also works regardless of scale, thereby severely reducing Solana security. Solana security is not just reduced by attacking through DDoS attacks, since this attack can also be combined with a 51% attack, allowing an attacker to temporarily gain proportional state control over the network. These are all consequences of proof of history. What blows my mind about this coin is that it's ranked number 7 on CoinGecko with a market cap of almost $31 billion after a 62% drop in 3 months. This blows my mind. It just blows my mind. Number 7 and $30.8 billion valuation on Solana. This coin constantly goes down. People can't withdraw their money. Their money is stuck. Anywhere from 4 hours to a whole day to 3 days. It's absolutely mind-blowing. The main selling point of Solana is the transaction speed. That's why we saw this insane boom around here, because that's like around here, from here to here, is when everybody was going nuts over the transaction speed of Solana. And let me show you something on top of that. So if you go to solanabeach.io, you can see the current transactions per second. And they claim 2100 transactions per second. But what I found out, that most of these transactions are actually transactions between the validators to agree on a certain transaction. So let me show you what I mean. So fronting up, by the way, I'll include all the links that I'm using in the show notes. So fronting up the TPS numbers. So where is this? 2,000 transactions per second, of which up to 350 transactions per second are actual user transactions. and the rest were validator consensus messages. So basically, all these transactions, most of them at least, are validator consensus messages, not actual transactions where you're buying on dexes or transferring to another wallet. These are just validator consensus messages, transactions. So all in all, Solana is a big scam in my opinion. And if you guys want information, like very in-depth information, check this guy out and his thread on Twitter about Solana, about how just horrible Solana is. Also, when they launched, they lied about their supply. They lied about their initial supply, and then a few months later, they're like, oh yeah, that's right, we actually have this many. So they surprised their investors by telling them, oh, we actually have double the supply, when they initially said they had half. So I'm going to link this guy in the show notes as well, and just check out all the information I will provide. Because in my opinion, Solana is currently the biggest bubble, one of the biggest bubbles in crypto right now. Make sure to subscribe and like, as I will put out more videos like this. See you guys next time.